Michael Gargiulo, the Chiller Killer. Welcome, true crime enthusiasts. Today we are diving deep into the terrifying case of Michael Gargiulo, infamously known as the Chiller Killer. What drives an individual to commit heinous acts in the shadows, leaving a trail of fear and destruction in their wake? Buckle up as we explore the top 10 shocking facts about Michael Gargiulo, a man whose chilling actions have left an indelible mark on the communities he terrorized. Prepare for a journey into the dark psyche of a serial killer, where danger lurks just beneath the surface, and the unthinkable becomes a horrifying reality. Number 10. A troubled childhood. Michael Gargiulo was born on February 15, 1976, in Glenview, Illinois. What experiences shaped him into the monster he would become? Growing up in a turbulent household, Gargiulo faced a tumultuous family life, marked by his parents' tumultuous relationship and frequent arguments. His childhood was marred by instability, as his father struggled with alcoholism, which created an environment rife with tension and fear. This troubled upbringing planted the seeds of violence in Gargiulo's psyche, pushing him toward a dark path that would ultimately lead to a string of chilling crimes. The fractures within his family unit would not only haunt his formative years, but also set the stage for the horrifying path he would soon take, revealing how early life experiences can distort one's sense of morality. Number 9. The early signs of violence. From an early age, Gargiulo exhibited signs of aggression and violence. What lurked behind his seemingly ordinary facade? He became involved in various incidents throughout his youth, showcasing a penchant for bullying and intimidation. As a teenager, he was known to have a volatile temper, often engaging in fights and displaying aggressive behavior toward his peers. These early warning signs hinted at a brewing darkness, suggesting that something sinister lay just beneath the surface of his everyday life. His inability to control his anger hinted at deeper psychological issues, leading to questions about his capacity for empathy and his potential for violence in the future. Number 8. The move to California. In search of a fresh start, Gargiulo relocated to California in the early 2000s. What drove him to seek new opportunities on the West Coast? This move marked a pivotal moment in his life, allowing him to distance himself from his troubled past in Illinois. However, the change in scenery did not bring about a transformation in his character. Instead, it provided him with a new hunting ground. California's bustling urban environment and the anonymity it offered became the perfect cover for his predatory instincts to flourish. As he attempted to reinvent himself, little did the unsuspecting residents know that a cold-blooded killer was lurking among them, eager to exploit their trust and vulnerability. Number 7. The first victim. Tricia Pacaccio. Gargiulo's chilling spree began in 1993 with the brutal murder of Tricia Pacaccio, a young woman living in the Chicago suburbs. What horrors awaited her that fateful night? Tricia was found brutally stabbed outside her home, her life cut short by Gargiulo's vicious attack. This shocking murder sent shockwaves through the community, leaving residents paralyzed with fear. The police were initially puzzled, struggling to find leads that would connect the murder to any suspect. Tricia's tragic fate served as a grim harbinger of the horrors that would follow, marking the beginning of Gargiulo's reign of terror. The brutality of her murder underscored the reality that danger could strike at any moment, transforming the neighborhood into a haunted landscape marked by tragedy. Number 6. The Los Angeles murders. After relocating to California, Gargiulo continued his violent spree, targeting women in the Los Angeles area. What drove him to choose these innocent victims? His second victim, Ashley Ellerin, was a 22-year-old aspiring fashion designer whose life was tragically cut short in 2001. Gargiulo brutally stabbed her multiple times in her Hollywood home, a crime that would remain unsolved for years. This murder, along with several others, painted a horrifying picture of a predator who thrived on the vulnerability of young women, preying on their dreams and aspirations with ruthless efficiency. Each murder further solidified Gargiulo's reputation as a cold and calculating killer, driving fear into the hearts of women across the city as they grappled with the chilling reality that a monster was on the loose. Number 5. The connection to multiple murders. As investigators began to piece together the chilling puzzle, they discovered a disturbing pattern. How could one man be responsible for so many heinous acts? The murders of Tricia Pacaccio, Ashley Ellerin, and several others revealed a disturbing connection, leading detectives to suspect that Gargiulo was behind the gruesome attacks. Eyewitness accounts and DNA evidence began to link him to the crime scenes, forming a web of terror that spanned multiple states. This unsettling revelation turned Gargiulo into one of the most wanted men in America, as authorities raced against time to capture a predator who had evaded justice for too long. The growing realization that a serial killer was at large intensified the urgency among law enforcement and the public alike, igniting widespread fear and paranoia as communities sought safety amidst the chaos. Number 4. The stalking behavior. Gargiulo's crimes were not just random acts of violence, they were calculated and premeditated. What drove him to stalk his victims before striking? He would often observe his potential victims for days, learning their routines and vulnerabilities. This chilling method of operation revealed a predator who took pleasure in the hunt, feeding off the thrill of impending violence. Gargiulo's stalking behavior added a layer of terror, as the women he targeted had no idea that a monster was watching their every move. This calculated approach not only showcased his twisted psyche, but also raised unsettling questions about how many other women might have been victims of his sinister attentions. Each stalked victim represented another life hanging in the balance, caught in a web of fear spun by a man whose malevolence knew no bounds. Number 3. The arrest and investigation. Gargiulo's reign of terror came to an abrupt end in 2008, when he was arrested in connection with the murder of 22-year-old Michelle Murphy. How did authorities finally catch the elusive chiller killer? Following an investigation that spanned years, police finally linked Gargiulo to the crime through DNA evidence found at the scene. His arrest shocked the community, as many had believed the killer would never be found. This moment marked a significant turning point in the fight against violence, signaling hope for victims and their families. As the details of his horrific crimes began to unravel, the magnitude of his actions sent shockwaves through the legal system, igniting a fierce determination to seek justice for those who had suffered at his hands. Number 2. The trial and conviction. Gargiulo's trial was a sensational affair, drawing significant media attention and public scrutiny. What secrets would be unveiled as the trial unfolded? As evidence piled up against him, the courtroom became a battleground for justice and horror. Prosecutors painted a chilling picture of a man driven by a lust for violence, while the defense attempted to portray him as a misunderstood individual. The trial revealed gruesome details of his crimes, leaving the audience grappling with the reality of his brutal acts. The conviction of Gargiulo was a bittersweet victory for the families of his victims, who had endured years of heartache and uncertainty. The courtroom proceedings brought a collective sigh of relief, but also reignited the painful memories of loss, forcing families to confront the brutal reality of their loved ones' fates. Number 1. The Chiller Killer's legacy. Today, Michael Gargiulo remains behind bars, serving multiple life sentences for his horrific crimes. What impact has he left on society? The legacy of the Chiller Killer continues to haunt the families of his victims, reminding them of the fragility of life and the evil that can lurk in unexpected places. His story serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can reside within seemingly ordinary individuals, forcing society to confront the uncomfortable truths about violence and vulnerability. The scars of his actions will forever remain, serving as a stark reminder that the fight against evil is ongoing and that vigilance is essential in a world where danger can be lurking just around the corner. Gargiulo's legacy, intertwined with tragedy and horror, urges us to remain ever watchful and to advocate for the safety of those we love, ensuring that we honor the memories of the victims whose lives were cut tragically short. Thank you for joining us as we explored the chilling tale of Michael Gargiulo, the Chiller Killer. If you found this story captivating, please hit that like button and subscribe for more chilling true crime content.